It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. Shots of the Trucker John live stream, gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John live stream, come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream is gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest brother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing.
It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hash your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John live stream. Come on for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch him out, he's heading south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's a good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack, gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Chuck John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Chuck John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John.
Hello. Just checking to see. It looks like we've got good coverage on the blue screen, green screen. I don't know why I said blue screen. Pardon my slurping. I just having my morning coffee. Oh boy. Whew. All right, let's see. It is 9:13 p.m. I am all messed up today, aren't I? Let me double check. Let's make sure the mic is on before you lose all my gems. Okay, mic is on. It is 9:13 a.m. in the Pacific time zone here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It is already 82 degrees. This says there's going to be a high of 99 today. And it looks like we are going to be breaking the 100-degree mark, and probably looks like for the foreseeable future, we might be at 100 plus all the way through the duration here until next fall. I don't know. Anyhow, it is what it is. So just want to thank everybody though. First of all, being here, we got some folks in the chat. Fancy's here. No fear. Fancy's here. Roxanne Arfield is in there. MJ Daniel. Good morning to MJ Daniel. Steve is here. Hey peeps. Roxanne says sorry had to step away. That's okay. Here, as long as we're here, we're back. Kevin Hawthorne. Good afternoon from Lakeland, Florida. Hello, Kevin. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Jolie's here. Jolie says hello, chat family. I'm finally home. So Jolie's back home after what sounded like a really great time down in Florida. So that was good to hear about Jolie having a good time down there. Now she's home. We got, who else is here? Nick Rich, 56 Nick Rich, says, here's what I read in a comment thread today. Trump for POTUS, prisoner of the United States. Yep, that works. Roxanne, I like that. Philly 3000 says Star Wars Beginning is shorter than this. Is it? I don't know. Well, hopefully we got some people in the chat during that. I don't know. Might have scared more people away. So we got 6 watching, 17 thumbs up. So make sure you like, subscribe, share. Let's share the show. Get the show on the road. Get the show out there. Lots of choices today, I know. So I appreciate you guys being here. I do appreciate it. Freely 3000 says, did you see the Republican schools are trying to make Confederate names of schools again? They just never stop, do they? They just never stop. They don't care about anything other than their own selfish selves. You know what? People need to start just calling them out and tell them, you know what? Confederates are not Americans. The Confederates were not Americans. They gave up they took arms up against the United States of America. They were Confederates at that point. They were not Americans. They were not, as far as I'm concerned, they lost their U.S. citizenship. So the Confederates, they don't deserve monuments. They don't deserve schools being named after them or federal buildings being named after them or state buildings or whatever. They don't deserve any of that because they're not fucking Americans. They were traitors. We don't put traitors in esteem. We don't hold them in esteem. So from now on, we need to just start calling it out and to say, hey, the Confederates were traitors, and they're not Americans. They're un-American. Dead or alive. You know, we're talking about people from 150 years ago, or whatever it was. So, that's all I got to say about that. I don't know. But yeah, they're just despicable. And these people that are still carrying that that flame, that torch, that they are just as un-American, in my opinion. Big Hook says, Eileen Cannon refused the gag order. This might mean that the 11th Circuit can remove her from the case. Please, God. Oh, yeah, that'd be nice. Philly 3000 says, in the beginning of America, it was like 4 or 5 different countries rolling in. Keith Polite is here. Hello, Keith. Good to see you. Accountability for January 6th traitors. Absolutely. There needs to be accountability. They're traitors, people. They are traitors. The Jan 6ers are traitors. The Confederates were traitors. Excuse my hand. I was just trying to straighten that out a little bit. Let's see. Did I get any new memes? I don't think I did. I mean, I don't think I... Doggone it. I don't think I did. But let me see. I think I put something over here that I kind of wanted to mention. Okay, we can do we can do this one. And we can do this one. And I guess that's it. Just 2. All right, so here's what I had yesterday for my, I guess you'd say Memorial Day meal. I'm trying to get this thing, there we go, to expand a little bit. It's pretty good. I went to this place, Rollin' Smoke Thunder. I guess it's a chain. I guess they have them all over the country, but they, I've been hearing about it here in Vegas. So I went ahead and went to one. It was pretty popular. A lot of people were in there yesterday. I got the chopped brisket sandwich with some mac and cheese on the side there. It was pretty good. I should probably take that down. It looks like I have an ad for that Rollin' Smoke barbecue. And I mean, there's no payment involved. I'm not getting any compensation for that, but that was my meal. I hope you guys had a good weekend, good long weekend. It was Memorial Day weekend. So I'm hesitant to say, I hope you had a happy Memorial Day, because people get all bent out of shape if you say happy, because Memorial Day is about remembering people that died. So it's about death. So they don't like to associate the word happy with that. And I get that. I totally get that. Because it is a day of remembering the people who made the ultimate sacrifice for this country. Very, very much opposite to these fucking Confederates, right? These are American patriots, U.S. military folks that made the ultimate sacrifice to preserve democracy, to preserve our way of life, to preserve our freedoms, and to fight against tyranny, fight against dictatorships and authoritarianism. That's what Memorial Day is about, is to remember those folks who made that ultimate sacrifice. That's what it's about. But having said that, it is a holiday. It's a federal holiday. And it's okay. It's okay to have a good time. It's a long weekend. It's okay to have a backyard barbecue with your family and friends, or to go to the park and have a barbecue or something, to go to the beach or go to the mountains or wherever you go, and just have a good time for the week, and go to the lake, take the boat out on the lake or whatever. There's nothing wrong with having a good time on Memorial Day weekend. In fact, I think the people who sacrificed their lives would be happy. Here's that word happy again. I think they would be happy to know that their sacrifice wasn't in vain. That we are still around. We are living in a country where we can have holiday weekends, and we can we can have these great times, with our families and friends. I think those folks would be very happy to hear that. So I understand if you say like Happy Memorial Day, then people can get a little offended, thinking, well, this is about remembering people who died for our country, But still, you can have a good time on Memorial Day weekend and on Memorial Day. I think, and like I said, I think those folks would be happy in knowing that we are still a democracy. We're still in existence, this country, and we're able to do that. So anyhow, that's my little spiel on Memorial Day. All right. So here's the other thing that I saw posted yesterday, and I thought this was interesting. Since it was Memorial Day weekend, now this is, like I just said, it's about honoring and remembering the folks that have died. It's not Veterans Day. It's about that. But still, here's a guy who was a veteran, and he says, "I'm not a loser or a sucker," and he says, "Veterans for Biden." Just so you guys remember that when you're voting, and I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir here, but Donald Trump thinks that military people who join the military are suckers. First of all, Mr. Bone Spur Cadet or whatever, Cadet Bone Spur, he thinks people are losers and suckers. And he said that about John McCain, who many regard as being a hero, who was captured, he's POW. And he withstood years of torture and ill treatment for this country. Agree or disagree with him with his political ideologies and some of his policies, but he was a war hero, and he was a POW, and he didn't deserve to be called a loser or a sucker. And neither does that gentleman there in that picture, and neither does anyone else who's ever been in the military. They don't deserve to be called losers and suckers. So just remember that. That's Donald Trump. That's his mentality. And that's what he believes. So if there's any trolls in here, just remember that. If you're a Trump MAGA supporter, and I think everyone in here isn't, but just remember that. That's who Donald Trump is. He's a piece of shit, and he has no respect for the military whatsoever, and for people who served. Let's see what's going on with the chat. I was jabbering. I was jamming, man. I was jamming. Nick Rich says the lost cause of civil war should be lost. Yeah. Big Hook says, so libertarians gave Trump the welcome and reaction he deserved. I know, wasn't that just, it was so gratifying to see him get booed like that. I mean, I loved every minute of it. Even though the libertarians are whack jobs, as far as I think most of their ideology, I think they're a bunch of nut jobs. But still, just to have him be booed like that, and it was so delicious. And the funny thing is, he got 6 votes when they had the vote. He got 6 whole fucking votes. Was it worth it? I wonder. He did get a lot of airtime, though. It did get, if his goal was just to get airtime and to go by the old saying that there's no such thing as bad publicity or whatever, then I guess he got what he wanted. Maybe, I don't know. But it was nice to see him be booed. I would love to be front row, front and center, and just booing the hell out of that fucker, and yelling things like, you're an asshole or whatever, or or any of his bullshit that he would say just to call him out on it, you know, like when he says this is the worst economy or whatever, and Joe Biden is ruining this country, I would be like, you know, I would just be like, you're lying. I'd probably would sound drunk or something. You're lying. I don't know. I would think of something much more, you know, pithy. But I would love to just be on the front row, just totally, you know, in his fucking face, man. Philly 3000 says, same thing with NASA Raceway. When Trump went, he got booed over there. Good. People are booing him. And I hope it makes him feel really, really shitty. Because if there's one person in this world that deserves to feel shitty, it's Donald Trump. Keith Fleet says, with Judge Cannon's denial today, she opens up hopefully a writ of mandamus being filed. Yeah, that was what I guess Big Hook or somebody had mentioned. Alvin Stu, we had bad storms over the weekend. Lots of scary stuff with those tornadoes and everything and hurricanes or whatever. I don't think I had a hurricane, but we had tornadoes. Scary, scary stuff. Guys, be careful. You guys in those tornado zones, be extra careful and make sure you got a good path to the storm cellar, I guess. Philly 3000 says a lot of veterans didn't care for what Trump put on Memorial Day. There was a backlash. Big Hook says, should we call Memorial Day Antifa Day? We thought we fought and conquered fascism. I think Memorial Day is good. Nick, a blessed Memorial Day. That's okay, yeah. That's a good greeting, I guess. A good way to have a, you know, to do it, Nick. Mr. Spock is here. Okay, I have to do the thing, but I'm not good at it. But live long and prosper. I have to go over here so you can see it, but live long and prosper. Mr. Spock's here. Howdy, everyone. Joe John, Joel, Nick Rich, Fancy Big Hook, Steve. You guys are still saying hello? How far in the chat? How far behind am I in the chat? Fancy Stormy Day. Even Stormy Daniels got a vote. That was funny. Yeah, I saw that. WW. Very few people watch, but many more watch because Donnie was there. For the libertarian deal you're talking about, W. Nick Rich. Good day, Wes. Good day, Wes. Bicycle Bike 42. Libertarians are poo in the sky children. I'm not sure. Oh, poo, like poo poo? I don't know. Bicycle Bike, pie in the sky. Oh, okay. Yeah. I should have been able to. But poo's kind of good too. I don't know. Yeah, pie in the sky. Yeah, their libertarians are weird. Kind of weird. There's some overlap. There's some things that I do agree with them about. They've always been proponents of legalizing marijuana. I believe at least they have for a long time, and I was on board with them then, back in the 80s and 90s or whatever. I was on board with that. But that doesn't mean I don't think they're still pretty nutcasey. Keith Lee says, celebrated Memorial Day by watching World War II vets defeat aliens in the movie Battleship by rebooting the USS Missouri. You know what? I don't think I ever saw that movie. I know that's the one that has that kid, that guy. I call him a kid, but you know that one guy. He's a good actor. I really liked him in that other sort of like an Afghanistan movie. He wasn't in that. It wasn't that. Was Wahlberg in that? Anyhow, and Ben Foster, and it's like they got caught kind of like behind enemy lines or type of deal, and they had to get down that mountain. It was a really good story. It was based on a true story of those. I forget if they were SEAL team or what they were, but they had to fight a bunch of Afghanis, I guess, or whatever. I think that guy was in that movie, Battleship. Mr. Spock, Coffee Talk with TJ. Hey, there you go. Coffee Talk. Yeah, and I do slurp every now and then. So I'm sorry. I try not to, but It's still pretty hot, so I gotta slurp it. WW's here, saying hello to people. Bicycle Mike, I'm going camping today in the mountains. Nice. That sounds nice. Fancy De Niro was outside the court. Really? Was he really? MJ Danny, libertarians are nuts and follow the economic philosophy of a nut. Yeah, they just think that you can somehow run a government of 300, or the population of 350 million people and not have any taxes, not have really any type of government structure. It'll all be paid by, whatever needs to be done will just be paid by private financing, I guess. Yeah, it's just wacky. Jolie has a thing here, support the live stream at buymeacoffee.com. Oh yes, because you know me and my coffee. There we go. I guess I could take down the sandwich. If I could hit the damn X. There's an X I have to hit. Got it on the third try. Big Hook. Lone Survivor. Yeah, that one. I like that. Navy SEAL member who survived a scouting mission when ambushed by Taliban. Yeah, Taliban. Thank you, Big Hook. I thought that was an excellent movie. I really loved it. There were complaints that, they took some liberties or whatever, but hey, man, it made it exciting. So, Nick Rich says, "Are you trying to make me hungry by showing your takeout meal?" Well, I just took it down, but it was very delicious. Very delicious. Chopped brisket. I think that's the first time I've had chopped brisket. I like the brisket more just like just sliced, I guess, or cut. Like freshly off. When they more like how Dick's Barbecue does it. They kind of just put it in slices. I think I like it better that way than chopped. But it was still good. Let's see, Mr. Spock, I have to get a tent for the summer. Go down there and get you one. Fancy says De Niro was there and the two officers, Harry Dunn and Marconi, I think his name is. Officers, from Jan 6. Was that what it was? Bicycle Mike, have you seen Restrepo, the documentary? I have not. Seen that. Fancy, the sandwich looks yummy. It was good. It was good. Mr. Spock, where did the sandwich go? It looked good. Do you want the sandwich up? I mean, I can put the sandwich back up. I actually took a bunch of pictures of it because I have other pictures because I'm on Yelp and sometimes I do little reviews and I put pictures. So I took a whole slew of pictures of the place to do my review, I guess, on Yelp, my Yelp review. And I could do a couple. You could see, there's that. Let's see here, and here's a more close-up shot of the sandwich here. Okay, so there's that. So here's what it looks like from the front. And then here is the sandwich right here. It's a little bit zoomed in shot there. Rolling Smoke Barbecue. It's in a really kind of a shitty location, but they were crowded. They got a lot of people that came in there. So today's episode brought to you by Rolling Smoke Barbecue. Even though I get no compensation for that, but apparently it's going to be, they're there. There's the sandwich. That's the chopped brisket sandwich with the mac and cheese was good too. It's like a cheesy, they call it cheesy mac and cheese or something like that. And the hot sauces were good. I tried they have some really super hot ones. They have, oh shoot, I didn't save this. It's like every time I do this now, I got to go into my other one here. Here's their okay, why is this not? Those are their selection of hot sauces, going from like no hot meat, no hotness whatsoever, to being extremely hot. I'm such a wuss. I just tried the more milder ones. Like it came, like when they brought that out to me, I guess I can just put that over that. They have their original sauce, and it's actually not very hot. And then the one that I chose out of those bottles, I got the Mom's Sweet. So that was just like a mild sweet one. But they have some that are, because they have little meters on the side of the bottles. And they had some that were like, top of the meter. And everywhere in between. So lots of selections of the hot barbecue sauce. Anyhow, it was really good. Good. The food was good. That was my Memorial Day little treat to myself. Since I didn't do anything with the family, didn't go down to Southern Cal, I stayed home. I stayed up here this weekend. Made some money. It was a big weekend, very busy weekend. Lots of folks needing rides. So, Greg Giles is here. Hey, Greg, good to see you. Greg says, "Hey, John, 33 million tax-free lottery prize in New Zealand tonight." Well, hey, fingers crossed on that one. I hope you got your lottery ticket, and hope those numbers come in for you. And if they do, just remember old Trucker John here. Keep Restrepo was excellent. It was shown at True False Film Festival. What's it about? Is it about Ukraine? Is it about some other? Is it about any war, or what's it about? Greg Giles, I'm ready to retire at age 61 and learn the bachata. You say bachata, I say bachata. I don't know what a bachata is, but I hope you do well. Surrender Monkey's here. You take pictures of your butthole winking in mirrors too. I thought I was the only one. Hi. I don't know what that means, but because I don't see that there. But anyhow, Nick Ridge says, "Any tough cookies with the meal?" No tough cookies. No cookies came with it. They did. I guess they might have had cookies on the menu. I don't know. Bicycle Bike 42. My favorite barbecue place is Dr. Hoggly Woggly's, Tyler, Texas barbecue in the San Fernando Valley. Oh, I think I've been there. Bicycle Mike, I think I have been there. Is that in San Fernando? Kind of like over there? Kind of trying to remember the street. I think I've been there. Is that on? I'm pretty sure I've been there. I can't remember the streets and stuff. I think it's kind of right off the 118, maybe on the east side of the valley, kind of. Big Cook, are you a hot, spicy person? I'm a sweet. I don't like too hot. MJ Down made lemon pepper herb boneless chicken. Delicious. Jeannie is here. Hello, Jeannie. Good to see you. Good to see Jeannie. Bicycle Mike, it's about war in Afghanistan. Restrepo was forward operating base. You know what? I wonder if I did see that, because that sounds familiar now, but I don't think I saw it, but maybe I heard about it. It does sound familiar now. Who was in it? And maybe that will jog my memory. Maybe, I don't know. WWE Mega Millions is 489 million tonight. You might end up with about 160 million. Not sure what I would do with it. See, that's the thing about living in Vegas. They don't sell lottery tickets here because I guess they don't want it to interfere with their gambling. So you have to drive down to the state line. They used to have a store right at the state line where you could buy lottery tickets. I don't know if it's still there though. I mean, the building's still there, but I'm not sure if it's still open or not. And it's about 42 miles or so, 45 miles from here to go over there to get a lottery ticket. But I guess it's worth it if you could win 489 million. Sepulveda and Roscoe. I'm pretty sure that might be the one I'm thinking of. I think I ate there a couple times with my relatives that live in the valley. Fancy, you know they have taken over the old Leo's Barbecue on Adams Boulevard. Which one was that? Wait, I must have missed something that Fancy said earlier. Phillips in Los Angeles is better, Mike. Oh boy. Now we're going to get into a barbecue war. Mr. Spock says, restaurant here used to have a Bunkhouse Billy Jawbuster turkey bacon on potato bread with lots of home fries. 35 years, my roommate at the time ate 2 Jawbusters complete with fries on a dare. Wow. Nick Rich, you can't win without a ticket. You can't lose either. It was a documentary, no stars, real soldiers. Bicycle Mike. Okay, so I guess I think I did hear about it. It probably did it win like an Oscar or something probably. Surrender Monkey, I'm sorry I came in late, had no idea what the conversation was, and opted for a ridiculous guess. That was ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, why do I have these food pictures up? It was just because I don't have anything else. I got nothing else. I got nothing else. So it was a Memorial Day weekend, and that was my little Memorial Day special meal that I had. That's all. And the other guy is just to remind us, the veteran there is just to remind us what an asshole Donald Trump is. Not that we probably need reminding. We see it every second of every day. But, you know, it is what it is. Because as I'm liking Jake Tapper less and less these days with the new conservative both sides perspective take. I haven't watched them lately. Like I say, I usually only watch clips of these shows, and I haven't watched Jake in a while. So, I don't know. Greg Giles, gambling tickets are taxed here, so winning is free, I guess. Huh. Winning are free. Fancy says we like the food pics. All right, yeah, I took it down, and you guys are like, where did it go? Tuwada 106 says, I think if you love America and democracy, there's only one way to vote blue. Donnie's Memorial Day comments were expected, but truly vile and disgusting. Yeah, because he's a vile and disgusting human being. And I use that term loosely, the human being part. Surrender Monkey says, the lottery is the only thing Trump has genuinely won ever, but being born lucky doesn't guarantee guaranteed blessed with intelligence. That's for show. That is for show. 56 Nick Rich, perfect timing, Surrender Monkey. Bicycle Mike 42, have you explored the XXYZX area, John? Not really. I don't know if I've driven through there ever. You know what? I think I did drive through there. I didn't really explore it. But I took that off ramp and I think I drove through there one time. And I think I was able to connect back up over to Pahrump and then go to Vegas that way. This is years and years ago. For those of you who don't know, that is an area in the Mojave Desert. I believe it's still on the California side. I forget if you cross over the state line or not. I think it's California side. And if this is where I remember just from the highway, just seeing some old, kind of like buildings where they had maybe, they might have had Natural Springs, Hot Springs. Am I thinking of the right place? I might be confusing it with another place, Bicycle Mike. But yeah, I really haven't. In any case, I didn't really like get out and explore it. But I think I may have just driven through there on the highway there, on that road that kind of goes through there. 2106, Jolie. Greg Giles, Trump was banned in New Zealand in 1995 because of his mafia connections. No media has asked for the reports. Wow. This is the first time I'm hearing that, Greg Giles. I don't remember hearing him being banned in New Zealand for anything, regardless of it being mafia connections. Yeah, they should ask about that report. We should get that out. Make that should go viral or whatever. Bicycle Mike XXYZX is cool area off the 15. Yeah, I know. I've seen the off ramp on the 15, and I'm trying to think. Because I've lived here my whole life, and I'm pretty sure at least once I took that route, and where you just kind of drive through it. But I don't remember stopping and actually exploring it. I think I just kind of just drove through it. Kind of looked at it as I was driving. Abandoned resort. Yeah, I think that's what I remember. Abandoned resort, and I thought I saw signs or something about hot springs or something like that. Big Hook, have you been around Area 52? I have. I mean, just from the highway, and that's where I saw UFOs. I told the story before about my UFO encounter. I kind of had a close encounter of the third kind in a way. I mean, I didn't see any aliens, so I guess it wasn't. I guess that's the third. Is that the third kind? I didn't actually see any aliens, but I saw some really unusual craft in the sky, just right out of just kind of north of Area 52 on Highway 95. It was 95, I think. In my truck when I was truck driving. This is about 12 years ago. 12, 13 years ago, saw some incredible it looked like some sort of craft in the sky. It kind of looked like one of them kind of looked like a big skyscraper on its side. Like think of a skyscraper at nighttime when it has all the lights on, and it's sort of like you can see kind of the grid pattern of the stories, each story and each window, and it kind of have lights on. That's what it was like, but instead of being like vertical like a building, it was like horizontal on its side, and it was like a huge it would be like a 50-story building was on its side, and it was up in the air, like thousands of feet up in the air, I guess. And then as I'm driving, I'm looking at that, I'm going, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden this sort of like round ball comes up off to the side of it and kind of towards and it was sort of like the back end of it was kind of, there was no lights, but then the front of it, of this sort of cylindrical shape, it was sort of like one big giant floodlight, and it just kind of was shining onto this other craft, and it literally was doing a shutting on and off, and then the big sideways building was kind of shutting on and off. It was almost like they were kind of doing a light show or communicating through lights, or whatever it was, or I don't know if it was Morse code or what, but they were doing this kind of off and on light thing, and I almost went off the road because I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck? And then they just went woof, and we're gone. So that's my UFO story. True story. And it's not the only UFOs I saw during my truck driving. I saw a few others too. Let's see, I'm just backing up. Because somebody, oh yeah, Big Hook asked about Area 52. So that's what we go on that. To 106 Hot Spring Sounds. This is good right now. I want to return. Sort of monkey. Okay, so I have amazing pictures from the 65th anniversary of D-Day celebration in Normandy, France, and just some crazy stories. 80th anniversary next month will be historic. Wow, that's pretty cool that you have pictures and everything. Bicycle Mike, you can't get close to Area 51 anymore. You're relatively close. I didn't say I got onto the property. I'm just talking about driving on the highway, on like Highway 95. You're literally just a few miles from Area 52 or area whatever it's called, Area 51. I guess it's Area 51, whatever it's called. Okay, I didn't mean like I ventured off and got into the property. I meant like through the highway. You're just literally a few miles from the where they have it fenced off and everything. Nick Rich says, you are not the purchaser of Hula Bird Feather, are you, Greg Giles? Fancy De Niro is getting in a fight outside the court. Really? Like an actual fist fight? Mr. Spock, Jake and the Fat Man couldn't have that as a title today. You would use something like Jake and the Gravity Challenged Man. WW Zizix, formerly Soda Springs, in unincorporated San Bernardino County, California. Yeah, like I said all that already, so pretty much said all that. W managed by National Park Service. Big Hook, never seen UFOs, but either what could be explained as either shooting stars or satellites. To what it will do. De Niro should go totally Goodfellas on these MAGA morons. Yeah, but he's a little old now. I mean, have you seen the guy? I mean, he's a little old. I'm not sure if he could go Goodfellas on anyone now, but who knows? Fancy Soda Springs was a nice name. Why would they change that? I don't know. A flattened wall was not a weather balloon. I've never seen a weather balloon that's like 50 or 60 stories long and wide and wide like a building, you know. Okay. Mr. Spock, I saw 2 separate sightings. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no lasers. Greg Giles, water is the solar system. Water is the solar system. Keith Lee, John Lennon told us seeing a UFO. You can't easily get onto any military. I was not on a military base. I never said, not once did I say I was on a military base. Bicycle Mike, I used to listen to Art Bell, Coast to Coast Late Night. I used to listen to him too, yeah. Fancy, he was out there fighting, laughing out loud. So he actually got into a fist fight. Or, because sometimes people say fighting, they're talking about arguing or shouting. Swinner Monkey, I met a little old commando and young lady. She was kissing him on the head with genuine love and adoration. It turned out he liberated her as a baby on D-Day and protected the town. Just epic. Oh yeah, that is very sweet. Yeah. That's sorry guys, I get these little interruptions because I'm doing this from my phone. And usually I have the notifications, not notifications, but I thought I had it set to not get calls, and they're still getting through. So Fancy says, "Oh, I think so. It was hard to see." Well, I want to see that. Out of all the cameras, everyone's got camera phones and everything. I want to see De Niro. I want to see him kicking some ass. Buy an iPad. I have an iPad. That's what I'm reading the chat off. Is the iPad, Greg Giles. I have an iPad. That's what, when you see me glancing down, that's what I'm reading the chat off of. And I have the show playing through there. Now, if I did this through the iPad, I would have to use the iPad camera I mean, I could do it. I guess I could do it, but I like using my phone camera so I can put it up here and get this kind of better angle. If I use the iPad, it would be a weird angle. You know, because I can't put the iPad on a stand. I can put this camera into it's a big ring light tripod, so I can place it right where I want to have it placed. If I use the iPad, it would be down lower, and you know, I don't think I've ever used the iPad to do the show from. So now I'm curious. Now I'm thinking, I mean, I could do it. I just never have done it because I just didn't think it would look as good or be at the right angle and all that kind of stuff. And then also, I don't think I could read the chat as easily. So I don't know. Anyhow, I do have an iPad. Keith Elite says De Niro torched Trump outside the court today. Serena Monkey says, those old lads are the funniest people I ever met. I drank beer with SAS in the hotel bar. Best holiday ever. Bicycle Mike 42, don't buy Apple. It's planned obsolescence. I like Apple. I have a Apple Watch. I have iPhone. I've been ever since my first iPhone, I think it was the iPhone 6 or something. I was like, I'm never going back to Android. I want to get a MacBook Pro. My kids have had those, and I've seen those from what they. I have an old Toshiba laptop. I don't like it, so I like Apple products. So, you know, just go with what you like. If you like Android better or whatever, then go with that. If you like Apple, go with Apple. I've had this iPad for I don't know how many years. It's been so long. It's still working. It's a 6th generation iPad. I've had it at least 6 years, maybe longer, maybe 10 years. So, if you buy something in the last 10 years, I think that you're doing good. Fancy says, I have a laptop, iPad, and 2 phones in a row. Big Hook, I really hope after the trial Trump gets charged and put in jail for a while, let the maggots come and join him in the same cell. Yeah, I think he deserves being locked up for sure. Whether it'll actually happen or not, I don't know, but he's deserving of it. Keith Fleet says, Apple's forthcoming iOS will lean into AI. Love my Apple Watch too. Yeah, I love my Apple Watch. My daughter bought me this Apple Watch. Like, it's got to be at least 2 years now. Over 2 years ago. I think it was like 2 Christmases ago. So that'd be just over a year. Well, whatever. It's been like 2 or 3 years, and it's still working. Still going. Sort of Monkey, I have a real watch. Does cider make for a good timepiece? Cider? I don't know. Fancy likes Chris and Pitt's barbecue sauce. Bosco Mike, not going to jail, first offense. Yeah, and then someone brought up, I think it was Tom Hartman or a bunch of people said, well, Martha Stewart was the first offender, and she went to prison. Greg Giles, Trump has no home. He squats in resorts. Roxanne Armfield, I don't have Wi-Fi, so all I have is my Android phone. Hey, that's better than nothing. Hey, there's plenty of Androids that are great if people like them. You like what you like. Philly 2000, but you have 3 felonies. It don't matter. You go straight to jail. WW, I have 3 watches, never wear them except to dress up funerals usually. You know, I've never been a watch guy, really. I've had watches over the years, and it seems like, you know, like regular watches, like Timex or whatever. And it seems like I always would wear them, and then they would give me like a rash, and then I would always end up like breaking them or something, like, you know, just banging them up against something. I've been wearing this pretty much every day ever since I got it. There's no scratches on it. It doesn't leave a rash because it's just this plastic band. And the other ones, I would have some of those, you know, those metal kind of, those twisty kind or whatever, those like kind of metal. I had leather, and I am allergic to leather. Well, no, you know what? I always thought I was allergic to leather, and then I went when I think I was in high school, and my mom took me to get tested because I would always break out in these rashes, and then, well, they said I was allergic to leather. So, but I would never really wear leather. Sometimes just leather shoes, maybe. But I was breaking out really bad cases, what turned out to be finally diagnosed, not until I was like, I think in my late 20s or early 30s when I went to Kaiser, because I would get these really horrible rashes on my feet, mainly. And he said, no, you have eczema. And I'm like, what? I went to the doctor when I was in high school, and the guy said I'm allergic to leather. And he goes, well, you might be allergic to leather. Because you know how they do those tests, like they put all these little things on your back, all these different things, I guess, and that they turn certain colors, and they can go, oh, you're allergic to this, or you're allergic to that, or whatever. And he goes, you might very well be allergic to leather, but you have eczema. So I didn't. So ever since I was probably 12 or 13, my feet would break out in these horrible, horrible, itchy, red, pussy rashes. And my mom would say, you got athlete's foot. So she would buy me like athlete foot shit, you know, or what. And so we were just treating it like that. And it wasn't like 365 days a year. I mean, it would come and go. And sometimes it would go away for so long. I thought, oh, I'm cured of whatever this was, right? But so we thought it was, and I didn't have athlete's foot. I never had athlete's foot, but we didn't know what it was. And that's why finally my mom took me to the doctor. I think I was in high school. So this has been going on for like 5 years or something. So finally she takes me to the doctor to get this checked out. And that's when they ran all these little, they put those little things on your back to check for allergies, I guess. And that's when he goes, you're allergic to leather, and so don't buy any leather shoes. Just buy canvas shoes, is what he said. And I was like, okay. But still, then it would still happen. And I'm like, my feet would still break out, and I would be like, and the eczema, it was almost always on my feet. But then I think as I got older, it would show up in other places. Like it would show up in my arm right here, whatever this is called. You know, where your arm bends, but on the inside, not the elbow, but on the inside part of the elbow. I would get and they would be matching, they'd be like symmetrical on each arm, there and there. And then sometimes I would get little breakouts on my hands. I don't know if I ever had any breakouts on my face. I don't think I really did. But mainly my arms, my hands, and my feet. And I remember thinking, well, I haven't been wearing any leather. Why is this still happening? And then finally I got it diagnosed as eczema. But and then they were just prescribed those, like, that cream had like steroids in it or whatever, and that cleared it up. And then as I've gotten older, it's become less and less and less. It's almost to where it's just gone away. I mean, the last 20-something years, probably very, very few times I've had any type of a breakout. But still, every now and then it'll pop up. But I don't know how I got on this subject of talking about my eczema. I have no idea how I got to that subject. I'm going to blame it on WW or Wes, because he probably said something that steered me in that direction. Oh, I guess we're talking about watches. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. And it was Wes. It was WW, or one of his personalities. So if I had a leather watch band, I would get a rash, a really bad rash. Because some of those Timexes come with like a leather thing. So I couldn't wear that. And it would always get banged up anyhow and broken. But I've been wearing this. It's plastic, and there's no rash. And this thing, it must be pretty sturdy. It's never gotten broken or anything. So, anyhow, kudos to my iWatch, Apple Watch. It's Apple Watch, right? I always call it iWatch because it seems like every Apple product has an I in front of it. Anyhow, so that's my story about my my watch history and my leather allergy and my eczema. We're getting a full show here today, folks. Yeah. Your watch band. Yeah, that's where we're. I guess we grew out of that story there. And I guess Marie Adrienne Greco is here. Hello, Marie. Good to see you. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share the show. Sharing the show is really big. It's a really big deal. So hit that share button. Post it on your whatever other social media outlets you're on. Surrender Monkey says, I'm allergic to working on all the chemicals China uses in building furniture. It stripped all the skin off my left arm and wrist, elbow. Doc said skin condition. It was chemical burns. Fuck's sake. That sounds pretty scary. WW, you are not as rough as you used to be. Right. I'm smooth like a little baby. Like a little baby's butt. Roxanne Michael McAndrews, hi, you made it. Michael McAndrews, oh yeah, Michael McAndrews is here. I think I skipped down the chat, so if I missed you, I apologize, but good to see Michael McAndrews. Marie's here. Jolie is reminding everyone, like, subscribe, and share the show. We are at 1,750 something subscribers, and that's really awesome. I posted, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I posted a video today of one of my very first times I did a live stream. It was a Facebook live stream, but I went ahead and copied it and posted it on YouTube today because it's from 2016, I believe. So I posted it just for shits and giggles, just to show, an early live stream. But that was a Facebook. It really wasn't YouTube, but But we've come a really long way, and from just having a handful of subscribers and a handful of people, and now we've got 1,750. I'm pretty proud of that. From just literally just a few people, and now we got 1,750 something of you great folks. And so I want to thank you guys for being here. There's lots of choices I know to watch, and you guys are choosing to spend a little time with me and hear me talk about my eczema. So I appreciate that. Michael McAndrews just got here, John. Well, good to see you, Michael. Good to see you in the chat there. Marie's here. So that's awful. So I must have missed something. I'm sorry. I missed something that was awful. I don't really see it, though. But anyhow, hope everything's gonna work out okay. Oh, here it is. My brothers and sisters put poison ivy in a fire one time, unknown to me. I sat there and got the smoke on me. I almost died. Everywhere except where I wore my watch had blisters. Wow, that is scary and awful. Thorazine saved me. Wow. So you just never know, right? You just never know, man. Fancy, I just watched one called I Hate House Parks. Was that one of mine, Fancy? See, that was me trying to do clickbait, I believe. You know I love Hal Sparks. You guys know I love Hal Sparks. I think that was me doing clickbait, and I don't think it worked. I think it backfired on me. And I was like, because I don't think it got very I'm like, this is going to go viral. This is it, man. I'm going to put I hate Val Sparks. Val Sparks, now Val Sparks is cool. Hal Sparks, on the other hand, dick. No, I'm just kidding. I love Hal Sparks. You guys know I love Hal Sparks. And so I thought, I'm going to do some little clickbait here. I'm going to say I hate Hal Sparks. And it didn't work. Big Hook says, the thing that keeps me away from Apple is everything worth having is paid extras, and their code writing means you can't use... Appleman Parser... Big Hook, if you are someone who's more into, I guess computers and more into tech and stuff like that, then I understand that I understand that kind of argument. If you're someone like me who needs simplicity and who's not tech savvy, then I guess that's why I've gravitated to Apple, because it seems to be all pretty easy to use. So that's the thing, I guess there's two different types of people. There's like really tech savvy people, and you want all that stuff, all that, the ability to do all those things that you do. And then there's people like me, it's just like, I just want to plug it in and play it or whatever, you know what I mean? Philly 3000, I'm 66, I'm glad I don't have any problems. Count your lucky stars. You are blessed. Jolie, Twitter John live stream from 2016. Oh, Jolie posted a link to that. I'm like, do I want everybody to watch that? It's basically me just sitting in my truck out on the road in Oregon at a potato chip factory, and I went to the taco truck to get some tacos. Oh, the good old days. The good old days. Michael McAndrews, I can smell poison ivy a mile away from now. I bet you're just like, I'm not going near that shit ever again. Fancy, you got me with the clickbait. Well, it worked on Fancy. But anyhow, I just want to make sure you guys know that I love Hal Sparks, okay? Gino Maynard says, Cannon refused the gag order for Donnie. Hope the appellate court takes the case away from her. You and me both, Gino Maynard. You and me and a bunch of people in this chat. Gino Maynard, we all hope that. But thanks for being here, by the way. I think that's the first chat I've seen from you today. So thanks for being here, Gino. Good to see you. Michael McAndrews, we love Hal. I think we all do. Yeah, I think we all love Hal. Unless there's an occasional troll that comes in. You could try Nobody Likes Hal Sparks, maybe. Yeah. It was 50 years ago, Michael McAndrews says, when he got that smoke from the poison ivy. Big Hook, I am on a Dude fix. The logic and facts he uses to debate conservatives. I've been watching Dude lately too, and I just got I just found out about it because of Liberal Dan, I guess a couple weeks ago. And I remember Liberal Dan was signing off, and he said, yeah, you might see me in the chat over at Dude. And I was like, what the fuck is Dude? So I looked up Dude, and I've been watching Dude in the evenings, a few times, and I do like he's this really smart kid. I'm gonna call him a kid because I'm really old. So anyone who's like under 40 is a kid to me or whatever. But he has his demeanor. He has a great demeanor. Like doesn't get upset really, and just comes back with the facts. Him and there's like a couple off-camera people that he has. You just hear their voices, and they're like on his team. They're just loaded with facts. I do like the show. I've watched that. Yeah, I've watched it probably half a dozen times. Not the whole broadcast, but usually before I go out to Uber, I might turn it on for a little while, watch like a half an hour or 45 minutes of it. Hey, Tim Nelson's here. Good morning to you, Tim. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. We're just talking about stuff. We're just shooting shit. Like the theme song says, we're going to talk some shit. Hush your mouth. If you guys listen to my theme song. Fancy, I used to worry at the beach, laughing out loud. Worry about sunburns or something. WW says, Jack Smith is taking the first steps. He had to start with Canon. I guess we're going to find out how formidable Jack Smith is. They brought him in. He was supposed to be this big gun. Just wait for that. This big, Hague, prosecuting attorney and all that kind of stuff. So let's see how he does. Michael McAndrews, never heard of Dude Fix. Well, it's not fit. John, have you watched the Alien Super? I have not. I need to do that. I know you guys have been talking about it, and I need to check it out. I guess once I go off the air, it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. So I have to, I need to tie a little ribbon around my finger or something to check out the Alien Super Show. I need to check that out. But Dude is pretty cool. WW says, too many things to watch. I should do some more mowing. Jesus Christ, W. How much mowing do you do? You're like every time I see you, you're talking about mowing. What do you have, like a football field size yard or what? I mean, it's just constantly mowing. Is your grass just growing like, a foot every day or something? What's the deal? Nick Rich, Alien Super Show, awesome. Okay, I gotta check that out, guys. I will try to remember to do that. Philly 3000, did you see the new pin you can use on your cell phone? It's new. I don't think I've seen that new pin. I don't believe I have seen it. Sounds interesting. Mr. Spock says Zetio is good on YouTube. Gina Maynard, hack ain't no molar. Hack? You mean Jack? I think Jack. Maybe. And by ain't no molar, I think you mean he's better, hopefully. I mean, the thing about Mueller that pissed me off is he couldn't just talk like a regular fucking human being. It's like reading his reports and reading when he would go and do like a press conference and he would read the shit. It was like trying to read fucking Shakespeare. And us Americans, we can't read Shakespeare. Shakespeare is fucking like Greek to us. And I'm just like, fucking dummy it down a little, Mueller. I mean, come on. He was so dry and boring, and you're like, get to the fucking point. That's what bugged me about Mueller. It's like, cut the shit, cut to the chase, and don't bore us to death with all your fucking mumbo jumbo. Just fucking, what did you find? I don't need 20 or 30 minutes of fucking mumbo jumbo to get to what you fucking found. That's what bugged me about Mueller. He thought he was I don't know. Was that grandstanding? What the fuck was that? I don't know. Because he found a lot of shit. He found a lot of Russian interference. A lot, but the way he worded it, you wouldn't know. It was bizarre. Fucking Mueller. Mueller, you're bizarre. You're a bizarre dude, Mueller. WW, I have to mow a little at a time so I don't get sore, but we have a lot of rain and my mowing guy has poison ivy. Speaking of poison ivy, Philly 3000, I've always cut grass in the rain, laughing out loud. WW, no, Mueller is the very best. He just had his hands tied. I'm not saying he wasn't good, but I'm saying he can't fucking communicate like a normal human being. He's got to realize we're not fucking lawyers. And we don't have time for your fucking mulling around the bush bullshit. Just cut to the chase. You know? That's what bugged me about Mueller. Took him a half an hour to get to his fucking point number 1. Then another half an hour to get to point number 2. Who's got time for that shit? Michael McAndrews, I can't wait for the USA to stand up for itself and kick Dumpy Stump ass. I can't wait either, Michael. I cannot wait either. Nick Rich says, cowards die 1,000 times before their deaths, but the valiant taste of death but once. Shakespeare! I guess trying to prove the point that we can understand Shakespeare. That Mueller's worse than Shakespeare. Surrender Monkey, I treat everyone as equal without prejudice of age, status, or gender. Did you know it's not acceptable to punch babies in the face for babbling like Trump does? I think I had a pretty good idea of that, yeah. WW says that was not his account. That was summary edited by Trump. I'm talking about when Mueller was actually speaking. Whatever. Defend Mueller all you want, you Mueller lovers. Gina Maynard, Mueller was a Boy Scout institutionalist like Dick Durbin. Fun facts coming at you. Fancy says Mueller around the bush. Yeah, I know. That was kind of an unintentional pun, I think. WW says same as Maverick Garland. I'm going to start calling Garland Maverick Garland because he's anything but a maverick. These things must be done delicately. Oh yes, they must be done delicately. So we're going to take 10 fucking years to do fucking one thing. That, bullshit. You don't need to take goddamn 8 years to do this shit. WW, so you go be valiant. Chivalry has been dead for decades. Chivalry. Chivalry. Chivalry's been dead for decades. Here's me with White Man Overbite. This is me on the dance floor. The White Man Overbite, believe me, it works. I got lots of chicks doing that. WW, I love Dick Durbin. Well, why don't you go marry him then? Fancy says, Don Jr. and Eric and Haba are at the mics outside of the court. Is De Niro fighting them? Nick Rich, I haven't stopped either at Mr. Spock. Gina Maynard says Richie Sunak, the Prime Minister, is gonna conscript you. Fancy, you have to dance at the next concert run. Yeah. Big Hook. Durbin needs to step aside and let Sheldon Whitehouse run the show. Criminals need to face consequences. White Houses. The Scheme series is epic and revealing. I haven't seen that, but I remember seeing clips of him really exposing, how things work as far as donations and, dialing for dollars and, all of the lobbyists. He opened the door and he's like, look, these lobbyists are just walking right in here, So yeah, I like Sheldon. He's pretty good. WW says I'm puffing too, getting up the energy to go and mow. Down a Red Bull or something. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Fancy says I wish De Niro left. I would love to see De Niro just kicking some fucking ass. But the guy's like, is he 80 yet? He's got to be pushing 80, right? And I saw him in that Indian movie that came out. You know, and he just looks like an old man. I mean, he's cool. He's De Niro, and he is who he is. But he looks like a little old man now. So I'm just not sure how much ass kicking he could do at this point. Maybe. I mean, if he's fighting like Eric Trump or Junior, I suppose he could still kick their asses. Michael McAndrews says, must be a lot of people compromised to not have Dumpy in prison yet. Well, you know, maybe I was a little harsh in my criticism. I mean, I think, I don't know, Maverick Garland, I'm a bit critical of him just basically because of his body, what do you call it? You know, he just comes off as a real wimp. And I'm not saying you need to like be overly aggressive or obnoxious, but when you're just like, you talk like this, and you're just like, yeah, you can barely hear him, you know, he's like, we're going to be investigating. I just don't like it. I like someone, you know, who has a little authority in their voice. A little bass in the voice, maybe. I don't know. WWE, he is ancient for De Niro. I'm talking about De Niro, I believe. Fancy, he still rides around New York on his bike with his little daughter. Oh, that's sweet. Big Hook says he has over 20-minute exposés on the Heritage Foundation billionaire scam to hijack SCOTUS. Talking about Sheldon Whitehouse. Yeah. I haven't seen those, but that sounds very interesting. Gino Maynard, the mob loves De Niro. He has connections. Surrender Monkey says, I'd be happy to serve the UK. Conscription isn't a thing in the UK. Do you mean he's going to talk shit and laughed at? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm lost on that one. Are you talking about Trump? Yeah. Mr. Spock, I got a new mower, rear-wheel drive with 3 speeds. Wow, that baby can get up and go. It can cut through that wet grass. MJ Daniels says, if the U.S. can re-elect President Biden and give him a Democratic majority, there are plenty of good candidates for president for 2028. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I guess Kamala Harris is probably going to run, I guess. I like Gavin Newsom. I think he would be great. Some people talk about Sheldon Whitehouse. He probably would be, you know, a good candidate. I think Pete Buttigieg might run again. He's doing a really stand-up job in the cabinet, you know, as transportation secretary. So yeah, I think we usually do have a pretty good group of candidates. WW, White House is still a junior senator. De Niro is almost 81. Gina Maynard, the Tories aren't going to save themselves by pushing national service in the youth. Fancy says, let me drive it, Mr. Spock. Oh, what did I miss about Spock? Oh, about the motor. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, that would be fun to drive, huh? Jolie, member for 3 months. Trigger John has channel memberships and super chats. Thank you, Jolie. One of my very first members. Michael McAndrews, I have a 0-turn mower. It's fun. 0-turn? I don't know what that means. You can't turn it? WW has a Toro push mower. No wonder you're getting so tired all the time. Fancy, I don't want to use yours. Yeah. Big Hook. The mob must be really embarrassed being taken down by Rudy after he has been revealed to be a corrupt fool on the take. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, because he sort of took them down, and they're being taken down by, an idiot or whatever. Nick Rich says it's 1:30 p.m. I got to pull out of the truck stop, folks. All right, Nick Rich, thanks for being here. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. You have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you again right here on Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time for a Thursday Talk with Trucker John, where we'll talk about just about anything. Anything you guys want to talk about, we'll talk about it. WW Zero Turn. Turns fast without tipping over. Fancy Michael, it needs a big rig horn. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Micro Bagnaggio Zero Turn is a riding motor that can turn on a dime. Real wheel turn, so no steering wheel, just levers. Oh wow. Okay. MJ Daniel, when I worked for the city parks department, they had Honda mowers, very nice, but too expensive for me. Gina Maynard says, Rudy isn't Sicilian. Tim Nelson, my mower is named Rick. There you go. He named his mower. Come on, Rick, let's cut some grass. Philly 3000 says, I've been using those kind of lawnmowers since it started, laughing out loud. Nick Rich, I had fun even without the tough cookie. What do you mean you had fun? Nick Rich, 56 Nick Rich. We're not here to have fun. There's no fun here. This is a no fun zone. 56 Nick Rich. You got that? This isn't about having fun. You want to have fun? This is a no fun zone. No fun for you will be had for you, Nick Rich. Get out of here with this, oh, I want to have fun talk. Nah, no fun. Get out of here with the fun. All right. Tough Cookie, come on now. Calm down. Look, disregard what Tough Cookie said. You can have fun. I hope you're having fun. I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun. Let's all just have some fun. It's okay to have a little fun. We can be serious, but we can be also, lighthearted and light subjects. We can talk about lawnmowers all day long. I'll talk about lawnmowers. You want to talk about lawnmowers? I'll talk about lawnmowers. So what if the world's going to hell in a handbasket? We'll talk about lawnmowers all day long. So, screw you, Tough Cookie. Ooh, I didn't mean to be so harsh. Sorry. That was a little harsh of me. I take that back, Tough Cookie. But yeah, you can have some fun, Nick Rich. Don't listen to Tough Cookie, because he's just an old tough cookie that no one ate, and he's bitter. He's a bitter old tough cookie, is what he is. So you just disregard him, all right? Have fun. You have your fun. All right? You have your fun. There you go. Tough Cookie and Paul, the purple bearded guy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a really big hand. All right. That was for you, Nick Rich. I hope you were still on to see that. You may have left. I don't know. Mrs. Spock, you're scaring my cat. Nick Rich says thanks. I guess, did you see it? I don't know. Michael McAndrews, I used to mow two lawns. I used to mow lawns for $2 when I was a kid. $2? Wow. That's expensive. No. Let me put that down. Big Hook, no extra frosting for Cookie. No extra frosting for you, Cookie. You bitter old tough cookie. That was my favorite thing Paul the Purple Beard guy said. MJ Daniel, chat just wants to have fun. Surrender Monkey, how do you feel about low moaners? I never thought of it. Marie J. Purple Beard guy. WW, lots of cats today. Maybe because I have been mowing and scared up the critters. Maybe they just love you. Gino Maynard, Keebler love. WW, me too, Michael McAndrews. Michael McAndrews. $2 when you were a kid. I think I went around with the lawnmower a few times when I was a kid. I forget what I was getting. Maybe like $5 or something. And I remember one time a kid came to my door when I was in Palmdale. And I used to always mow my own lawn and take care of all the lawn myself. But one time a kid came up, and I think he wanted $20. And that was the first time a kid had done that in a while. And I was just like, wow, it's up to $20 now, huh? And I went ahead and let him do it, even though I always did it myself. But I was like, yeah, go ahead, give it a shot. So, I paid him $20. That was like 15 years ago, or maybe longer. I don't know. That might have been close to 20 years ago, now that I think about it. So I don't know what the going rate is now for if a kid knocks on your door. So like 20 years ago, it was $20, or at least that kid wanted $20. What are they asking for now? $50? I'll mow your lawn for $50. No, you won't. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know. I guess I'm just cheap. Maybe, I don't know. Mr. Spock, did someone mention Jeff Sessions? Oh, the Keebler. Yeah, that's funny. I don't know if I ever took a picture. I think I took a picture. One time I was at a loading dock, and there was a little van, a Keebler, like snack van where they were loading up, and it had the Keebler Elf on the side of it. I think I took a picture of like a selfie with me by the Keebler Elf, and I think I captioned it. God, I speak good. I think it was like, hey, I ran into Jeff Sessions over here, but I don't know where that. I need to find that picture because I think I posted it somewhere, like on Facebook or something. That was probably 10 years ago, or no, when? Oh yeah, because Sessions, that'd be less than 10, because it was probably 7 or 8 years ago, I guess. Michael McAndrews, 25 cents to rake the lawn. WW, I mowed the graveyard this summer after my freshman year in college. I think I made minimum wage. Hey, Jupiter Judy's here. Good to see Jupiter Judy. Oh, I finally made it. Okay, Jupiter Judy's here. Finally made it. We pay $100 a month for lawn maintenance. Kids don't do labor. Yeah, it's pretty rare. Like I said, that one knocked on my door probably about 20 years ago. But then I will admit that I moved, and I moved to other areas that were much more remote and didn't have a lawn really. So after that, Jupiter Judy, kids want a job inside in AC in Florida. Can't blame them. Fancy's got the convoy going. Hi, Judy. Gino Maynard says Jeffrey Beauregard Sessions has a beautiful home. I bet he does. WW says, I pay more like $500 a month for lawn care. That's a lot of money, W. That seems like a lot of money to me. $500 a month? Wow. But I'm not judging. I don't mean to judge. I don't need to sound judgmental. Hey man, if that's what you want to do, and you feel that's what you got to do, and do it. If you can do it, do it. Big Hook says, is the heat wave still holding in Florida, Judy? Serena Monkey says, he means moaning. I can't imagine Wes not moaning, and he still hasn't made the chopsticks video I asked for. I suffer, Wes, because I cannot, because I want. All right, Surrender Monkey. I think you've surrendered. Jupiter Judy says, hey, fancy. Good to see you, Tim, Jolie. We have a small quarter-acre lot with pool. That sounds nice. Roxanne Arfield, sorry I have to leave. Have a good day, everyone. Roxanne, it was so good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope to see you again Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time. And then Thursday afternoon at 3 p.m. Pacific time, we do the Hal Sparks pre-show hangout. So we just hang out, kind of like we're doing now, but we do it right before the Hal Sparks show. We're just hanging, man. We're just hanging. WW Chopsticks, Jupiter Judy, damn straight. It's hot. 105 heat index, 91 temp, bud. Yeah, you guys get that humidity, which is a killer. Like it's true out here. We have dry heat. I'd much rather have 115 degrees with almost no humidity than even 90 degrees or 100 degrees with like 90% humidity or whatever it is you guys get. It's just crazy. The humidity. I'll take dry heat any day of the week over the humidity. So yeah, so what else is going on? De Niro's fighting in front of the court. Trump is waving at crowds that aren't waving at him. He's getting booed all over the place. He's going to get smoked in November. He really is. He's going to get totally smoked. Biden's going to win by at least 10 million votes. But we got to vote. So people are always hesitant to say that kind of stuff because then it might breed complacency or whatever. And we can't have complacency, folks. We cannot have complacency. We all need to vote. Vote for Joe Biden. And we need to vote Democrats down ticket. Like, was it Gino or someone was saying? We need to get the Congress for Biden. We need the House back. We need to keep the Senate. We need to get some shit done so we can lead into 2028 and keep it going and not doing this stupid back and forth shit where we elect Republicans and they totally fuck up the economy. They fuck up everything, take us to the brink of collapse. And then everyone's like, oh, wait a minute. What happened? Well, you didn't vote the last time. Oh, shit. I better vote, And then we get the Democrats back in, and then we got to spend all our time cleaning up their mess and get things going again, and then we go back to the Republicans where they fuck everything up again. We got to stop doing this, folks. We can't keep doing this back and forth bullshit. Let's keep voting for Democrats. Down ticket. Let's get those numbers in Congress. I don't care what Wes says about Illinois. Fuck Illinois. I mean, I'll take a bad Democrat over a good Republican any day of the year because there is no such thing really as a good Republican. Wes Webb or NW, they need to clean up Illinois if it's so bad. Start electing good Democrats. But for the rest of us who live in normal places, vote Democrat. Make sure you get that senator that we need. We need to keep the Senate. We're probably going to lose West Virginia because West Virginia is fucked up. The only reason Joe Manchin got elected because he was able to represent himself enough, to be right wing enough that they voted for him, and he had a big name and he was a former governor and all that kind of stuff. The guy running now to fill his seat or to because Manchin's leaving, is basically an unknown dude, I think. But I guess maybe West Virginians know him, but that's not looking good. It's probably going to be a Republican, unfortunately. Unless we can get some money his way to that guy. I don't even know the guy's name. I think he was on Nicole Sandler's show a few months ago. Maybe they need to bring him back. And I remember I kind of talked a little shit about the guy. And then I was like, oh, wait, that was dumb of me because he wasn't he wasn't progressive enough for me. But I'm like, wait a minute, John. He's in West Virginia. He's not in California. He's not in a blue state. He's in fucking West Virginia. So he has to be a little bit more to the right than your normal, what I would like to see. I'd like to see, AOCs or Gavin Newsom's or whatever in West Virginia. That ain't gonna happen. So you've got to know the room. So this guy who's running West Virginia, whatever his name is, I'm sorry, I should know his name probably. Best of luck to you, buddy, but it's not looking good. Maybe we around the country should look him up and maybe throw a few dollars his way for his campaign. Because it would be nice to keep that seat. And if we're going to lose that seat, we better make damn sure we don't lose other seats. Like in Montana or Wyoming or whatever seats are up. I don't know. I think there's one of those is up. I think Montana. And that's another place. To get a Democrat senator in like places like Wyoming or Montana. I guess it's Montana, right? That's almost like a fucking miracle. And in order to play to that not voter base, but that just the voters in general, that state, you can't be a Bernie Sanders Democratic Socialist. You're gonna be a little more to the right than most of us would like, but you got to do that to win that seat. So we got to support these folks that are in these tough states, like Montana and West Virginia and wherever. It's important, folks. It's really, really important that we give Joe Biden the Congress that he needs so we can get things done. We can get shit done, man. Joe's got a lot of stuff done as it is. But let's vote blue. Jim Nelson, blue all day, every day. See, we vote blue. The people in this chat, most of us, I would say, I'm preaching to the choir. That's why we all need to work in getting the message out to all of our friends and relatives. Maybe people who, maybe they're registered Democrats, maybe they're independents, but they sort of lean, to the left or whatever. But for whatever reason, they don't vote. They feel like maybe their vote doesn't count, or they're just sort of complacent, or they just don't think about it. We need to remind people how important it is to vote. All of us. So if all of us could do that, it's kind of like that old shampoo commercial where it's like, it would just grow exponentially, like who's using it. That's what we need to do. We need to spread the word, and it needs to be this exponential expansion of reminding people how important it is to vote, and how important it is to vote for Democrats and to stop electing Republicans, because the Republicans, they really don't like democracy. They really don't like freedom for everybody. They only want freedoms for what they perceive as their group, their little white, their Caucasian group. They don't want inclusion. They don't want diversity. They want to strip away. We've already seen they've stripped away abortion rights for women. They want to take away contraception. Trump even admitted it. They want to strip away civil rights and voting rights. Those are next. They're already saying how they want to take away child labor laws. I mean, they're ridiculous. The Republicans are fucking ridiculous. And they obviously don't like democracy. They obviously don't like freedom. They obviously don't like... I mean, I guess they see civil rights and equal rights as taking away their freedoms. Their freedoms to be misogynists and bigots and racists. That's what they think their freedom is. So spread the word to get people to vote. And of course, to vote for Democrats. And we got to stop electing these Republicans who are just fascists. They're just plain out fascists now. There are no good Republicans. It's not like the old days when you talk about, Eisenhower or whatever. It's just Those days are long gone. They're long gone. Big Hook. The problem is mainstream media wants a horse race for money. Yeah, I know, and we've talked about that a lot. So we have to try to override that somehow, some way, through our word of mouth. You know, they've always said, like in advertising, word of mouth is the most important way of advertising a product. And they can spend millions of dollars on ad campaigns, and those apparently work, and you know, they do it. They've been spending, you know, just look at Mad Men, the show. I mean, that's been a big part of promoting products. But word of mouth, I think I've always heard word of mouth is like the most important way of promoting any type of product or anything. So we have to use our mouths and get the word out every opportunity we have. I think when I'm talking about Republicans, I'm talking about people who run for office. I'm talking about the party, the candidates, and the people who run for office. I think there are lots of people who register Republicans who are good people, and they might be older people, and they might still be thinking that the Republican Party is like the Republican Party of the 50s or something, that maybe had there may have been some good values, or there may have been some good Republicans or something. But what I'm talking about are the candidates. There's no good Republican candidates. They're just not. Because they're, you know, sometimes people, they say they admire Liz Cheney, or maybe they admire Nikki Haley or something. But at the end of the day, they are right there with Trump when it comes to taking away, you know, choice. So as far as I'm concerned, Liz Cheney and Nikki Haley are just as bad as Donald Trump. Now, they might not be criminals like Trump is, that's for sure, as far as I know. But in terms of politically, ideologically, there's not much difference. I mean, if you look at their voting records, they probably vote with Trump 97% of the time or something like that. So there's not much difference between politically between Liz Cheney and Donald Trump. The only thing is Liz Cheney apparently wouldn't try to overthrow the government to overturn an election. And I don't think Nikki Haley would either. So that's the dividing line. But politically, Mitt Romney too, whatever. Whoever you think is a good, reasonable Republican, at the end of the day, they're still about stripping away rights. They're still about, they don't give a shit really about regulations, about consumer protections, and about environmental protections. And you can go, well, Nixon's the one who invented the EPA. Okay, I don't give a fuck about Nixon. We're talking about now. And Nixon was a crook too, but who did maybe one good thing. I don't know. But at the end of the day, they're all the same when it comes to stripping away rights. And really, their main function is to get taxes down to as close to zero for rich people as possible, and to strip away as many regulations as possible, whether it's consumer protections, whether it's environmental regulations, whether it's work safety regulations. They want all that shit gone. They don't like OSHA. They shit talk it all the time. The more they shit talk something, the more you know that it's probably a good program. It should be around. They shit talk. I mean, that's why they always, like, who do you think, I'll give you guys one guess. Who do you think has spent probably billions of dollars over the decades to shit talk climate change. Who do you think has spent at least millions of dollars, probably billions of dollars, to put out disinformation about climate change? I'll give you guys one guess. I'll just wait 5 seconds before I say it. Let's just see if you guys can give me the answer. Who do you think what organization or what industry has spent many, probably tens of millions, if not billions of dollars to put out disinformation about climate change? I'll give you guys one guess. I'm just gonna see if you guys come up with the right answer, because there's really, there's really only one answer. And let's see. Okay. Fancy, you win. Fancy wins the quiz. Ding, ding, ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, or whatever. Fancy wins. Yes, the fossil fuel industry, the big oil companies have spent probably billions of dollars. If we go back last 40 years, certainly hundreds of millions of dollars of putting out disinformation about climate change. So what does that tell you right there? Okay, that says a lot. So, and that's what the Republican Party is all about. It's about protecting the fossil fuel industry, for one. It's about working for big Uber, and I don't mean Uber, but they might be in there too, but big, giant, rich companies and really rich people. I'm not talking about if you make $400,000 a year. I'm not talking about even if you make $1 million a year. I'm talking about multi-millionaires and billionaires, companies and people. That's what the Republican Party, that's who they work for. And that's why they are against they're against green new energies, green new renewable energy. They are totally 100% against it. And why? It's because their corporate overlords say so. Do you guys remember there was a Texas, I think it might have been a state legislator. I don't think he was a federal. I don't think it was U.S. But whatever he was, he might have been a representative. I forget. But he might have been a U.S. representative. But I remember he was literally crying about the subject of fossil fuels, and it was something about EPA restrictions or like emissions or something like that. And this guy was literally, crying, he had tears down his face, crying for the big oil companies and saying how this was going to hurt the big oil companies. And they, just don't deserve this to be treated like this. He was literally crying for fossil fuel industry. That's how deep they're into this shit. So that's what I mean when I talk about there's no good Republicans. WW wants to take it like, oh, I know this guy down the street, or I'm a Republican. I'm not talking about you and the like normal people. They are just the normal average people. There's probably a lot of good people that are Republicans, and they are Republicans for some reason. Like, just because their family has been Republicans and they've just went along with the family. Or they are victims of propaganda. They're listening to a barrage of right-wing propaganda, whether it's from Fox News, whether it was from the likes of Rush Limbaugh, who's been dead, but now they still have this barrage of radio programs. So like I said, there's probably some good people that are registered Republicans. And I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about not only the Donald Trumps, but I'm talking about the Nikki Haley's and the Mitt Romneys and the Liz Cheneys, who and I picked them out because they're seen by many to be the more reasonable Republicans. And my point is, they're all the same when it comes down to it. When it comes down to the way they vote for things and the type of whatever legislation they want to try to get through, it's all the same. It's all about stripping away rights. And it's all about doing the bidding of the huge corporations and the very, very ultimate rich. The top 1% or the top 1/10 of 1%. That's who they work for at the end of the day. So you might think Mitt Romney's a reasonable guy. Or whoever. Pick whoever you think is reasonable. I don't know. There's just a handful of them. All the rest of them are really dirtbags. Like Tom Cotton and Tommy Tuberville. I mean, talk about fucking pieces of shit. I mean, those ones are obvious. But then you have Nikki Haley. She seems reasonable. At the end of the day, she's just as bad as all the rest of them. That's why I'm saying there's no good Republicans. Because they're all working for the top 1/10 of 1%. And they draw people in by touching on these sort of hot button emotional issues that people get worked up about because of basically the right-wing evangelical churches that have become politicized over the last 40 plus years. And get them worked up about abortion and how it's murder and all this kind of shit. They need those issues to get the voters in, because otherwise they would never win, because there's not enough of them. So when I say there's no good Republicans, that's what I'm talking about. Because at the end of the day, they don't work for the average people. They don't really give a shit about working class people. They just want their vote. So whatever they'll do, they'll pander to it. That's what Donald Trump was doing at the Libertarian Party, was pandering to the libertarians. Because he's so desperate, because he's getting his ass kicked. He's going to get his ass kicked. I don't care what the polls say. If he wasn't so desperate, if he really believed the polls like he says he does, then why the fuck was he at the Libertarian convention to scrape up 6 votes? He had 6 motherfuckers vote for him, and who even knows who they were? I mean, apparently they were libertarians, but so he went and got his ass handed to him and got humiliated publicly at that Libertarian convention, or whatever the fuck they call it, for 6 votes. So that doesn't look good for Trump. Don't tell me he thinks that he really believes that he's got it in the bag, or he's really kicking Joe Biden's ass. He must not feel that way if he had to face that humiliation and get booed the way he got booed and get treated the way he got treated. And I loved every second of it, by the way. But he did that for 6 votes. He got 6 fucking votes. That's probably all he'll get from the Libertarian Party in the elections, in the actual elections, of libertarians voting. Instead of voting for their candidate, they'll vote for Trump. It'll probably just be those 6 people. But at the end of the day, they're all the same. They just are working for the top 1/10 of 1%. I believe, on the other hand, that the Democrats really do care about everyone. especially working class people and low income people. I believe that with my heart. I've always believed it since I became a Democrat when I turned 18. So I'm not saying Democrats are perfect. I'm not saying that they are without blemish. I'm not saying that there's never been a bad one or one that deserved to be kicked out or whatever. I've never said that. And no one says that I know of. No one says that all Democrats are perfect and, don't do some stupid shit. But overall, over the years, if you look at the platforms and the things that Democrats try to get through, like Medicare, for one thing, you see that they're there, and Social Security and all this kind of stuff, all the FDR stuff, all the LBJ stuff. I mean, you see that they try to get things done for middle-class people, working-class people. They're not all perfect, that's for sure. But of the two, because there's only two major parties, really. To get a Libertarian or a Green Party or some other party elected would take major, major overhauls in our system that we just, you can't do it. I mean, how are you going to do it? It's pretty much baked in. We've got two parties, these two major parties. Clearly, the Democratic Party is the better party for me. And I think for probably everybody in this chat, probably, or at least who lives here in the United States. I don't know, sort of monkey gives a fuck, but clearly the choice is clear. And even if I were a multi-billionaire, I would hope to pray to God. Let's say I won the super lottery and it was $1 billion or whatever, I don't know. And I was a billionaire. I would hope and pray to God that I would still be a Democrat. And I think I would be. But, they say money changes you or whatever. But I would still like to think that I would still believe in my core, beliefs of having a strong social safety net so that people don't have to fall all the way to the bottom. They can get that safety net so they can at least have food and clothing and shelter, basic necessities, at least. And then we can have good and safe working conditions, and we can have good wages. And we can have good health care. We might not have all those things, and we might be needing to improve all those things, and maybe Democrats haven't taken us where we'd like, as far as we'd like with all those things. But you're never going to get there with the Republicans. Never. They will strip away Medicare. They will take away Social Security. They will take away any type of social safety nets there are. They want to take all that shit away and give everything to the rich. So to me, it's pretty clear which party is the good party and which party is the bad party. It's very, very clear. So I'm not being irrational at all. I think I've just very rationally laid out my argument. Very, very rationally. So if you want to come on here and say that I'm irrational, then you can go fuck yourself, WW. Because you're an asshole. For always coming in here with your Republican bullshit. Trying to say that Republicans are good or all this horse shit and Illinois Democrats are all corrupt. Fuck you. And the horse you rode in on. Just for shits and giggles, I guess. I don't know. So vote blue, no matter who, if you know what's good for you. Because I'm not in the top 1%. And like I say, I pray and hope to God that if I was in the top 1/10 of 1%, let's just say hypothetically, I would hope to God that I was, I guess, more like a Mark Cuban maybe or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. Mark Cuban might be an asshole in real life. I don't know, but he seems to be reasonable. I would hope that I would still be a Democrat. Let's just put it that way. I would hope that I would still have the values to want to pay my fair share in taxes and have my money go to social programs to help people who are less fortunate than me. I would hope and pray I would still have that value and not let money corrupt me or whatever. Because it is very corrupting. And people say it changes you, and I believe that. I guess you've kind of seen that, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example now, but I've seen someone change. I think Elon Musk has changed a lot. I mean, he was, I guess, wealthy or whatever to begin with, but he was never really a billionaire at first. He started Tesla, he started these companies, and I know people want to shit talk him and everything, but it does seem that as he's gotten richer and richer and richer, he gets weirder and weirder and weirder, and he gets more and more like, you know, to the point where you can't even listen to the guy. You can't even stand the guy anymore. It seems like the more money he makes, the more obnoxious he becomes. So there's that. But anyhow, we're over 2 hours. I think I'll end it on that. You guys, I want to thank you so much for being here. For putting up with my little shit, my little, I don't know what you call that, or my rant, I guess. Was that a rant? Kind of a rant, maybe? I don't know. Thanks for putting up with my rant. But I stand by it. Hugger Greeter's here, just as we're about ready to leave. I think Hugger Greeter just came in, so good to see you, Teresa. Thanks for being here. Mr. Spock, have a happy day. Hugger Greeter, and bye all hugs. Big Hook, yes, and the Republicans have changed for the worse. McConnell is an evil person who is proud of the title of the Where Legislation Goes to Die. Yeah, see, they're just shit, Big Hook. They're just shit. Talking about Republicans. And I'm talking about, when I say that, I'm basically talking about, you know, the elected officials. And of course, you know, most of MAGA, they're probably shit too, or whatever. But I know there's lots of good people that are Republicans. I have them in my Uber every day, I'm sure of it, who are Republicans. And they seem to be nice people, good people. They don't mean any harm. They don't mean, you know, they're more than anything, it's like tradition or something probably in their family to be Republicans or whatever. So I'm not talking about them so much, although they do need to sort of wake up, right? The average voter, the average Republican voter, they need to wake up and they need to start listening to the Trucker John show or whatever. You know, they need to start getting some good information. They need to stop being in that Fox News, you know, echo chamber of right-wing propaganda. You know, they need something. I don't know. So that's what I'm hoping to do here on this show, to be a little tiny part of it. There's so many shows I know that we all listen to, you know, Hal and you know, and I always listen to Randy Rhoads and Nicole Sandler and, you know, and Boston Brian and everybody. I'm just hoping I'll be a part of that little collectiveness there of just trying to get the message out about how important it is to vote for Democrats, and to get those majority numbers we need, you know, give Joe Biden the Congress he needs. God damn it, we need to get these Republicans off the SCOTUS, like Alito and Thomas. They need to be gone. And really, all the Republicans on there, I would like to see them all be, you know, taken off the court, but at least Thomas and Alito. I mean, we got the goods on them. They're obviously taking bribes, or they're living way beyond their salary. Alito's got all these nice houses all over the place, and Thomas has got all this shit. His mother's house was paid for. He's got a really expensive motorhome. They put him on trips, expensive trips all over. They're definitely taking stuff that they shouldn't be taking. Getting favors they shouldn't receive. Compromising themselves in Supreme Court cases. Obviously. Those two are the most obvious. They need to be removed. And I guess we're not going to be able to do that. We're not going to be able to do that if the Republicans have any majority in any of the branches of any of the Congress, the chambers of Congress, whatever. And even if we do get the House back and keep the Senate, we might not have the numbers to impeach, because they have all these fucking filibuster things and all that shit. Or high levels that you have to, in order to impeach. I mean, that's why that's like, the Senate should be, instead of, let's say, instead of having a 1 or 2 seat majority, we need to have those, 10 seat majority or whatever. Anyhow, guys, it's time for me to bid you adieu. I really do appreciate it. We had a lot of people watching. We have 50 thumbs ups. Thank you so much for the thumbs ups. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. I'll be back on Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Thursday afternoon, 3 p.m. Pacific time for the pre-show warm-up for House Parts, where we can hang out before we go over to Hal. And I know I didn't see Seha today. I know that Seha had been wanting me to do a live walk-around video, or at least, I don't know if it has to be live. It could be live or I guess not live, but down at Fremont Street. I'm going to try to work that in sometime this week. So I don't know when, but I'm going to try to get down to Fremont Street. Maybe do a live stream from down there. So I've never done one with my gimbal down at Fremont Street. I did do a live stream. I think I did a live stream just holding my camera, without a gimbal. And that was like a year and a half ago, maybe, or 2 years ago. But I should do a new one. So if anyone sees Seha, let them know I'm going to try to get that done sometime this week. So be on the lookout. We'll issue a bolo on me doing a live stream sometime this week from Fremont Street. For those of you who don't know what Fremont Street is, it's in Las Vegas. It's the old downtown part of Las Vegas. A lot of people call it Old Vegas because it predates the Strip, actually, and so it's kind of cool to see. It's very popular. It's all it's all functional, works and everything. It's not like it's so old that they don't work. I mean, they're all updated and works and everything. So anyhow, we'll try to do that. And I was just reading some of these chats real quick. Don't forget to look at the Alien Super Show. Thank you, Fancy, for that reminder. I will try to do that. The Alien Super Show. I hope it's as good as you guys say, because was it Mr. Spock who recommended me, and it was a total letdown on the show he wanted to go. So anyway, but I'll check out Alien Super Show. Gina Maynard says Alien Super Show is back from a 2-week hiatus. All right, you guys, I will check them out. All right, so from Las Vegas, Nevada, here we are. It's 11:22 a.m. And what temperature is it now? It's 91 now already here at 11:22, and we're supposed to just get it to 99, but I wouldn't be surprised if we break 100. So it's 91 degrees here in beautiful Las Vegas, but it's dry heat. So, we got that going for us. All right, guys, thank you so much. It was great spending a couple hours with you. And I'll see you again on Thursday, maybe sometime sooner from Fremont Street. Be on the lookout for that live stream. Hit that notification button, is what you need to do. And we are going to do this.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes. Might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes. But if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving. Who am I trying to kid? At least when I was out there driving, I could handle the skid. But doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win. Right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about gold chimes, but if we did, I'd be on too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stopped a truck driving. Who am I trying to kid? At least when I was out there driving, I could handle the skid. But with this live stream, baby, he's been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We gonna do it again and again and again, right here on the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no